and welcome to ESC Fan TV's Retrovision 1972. Shall we have a look at the last six?
Svoj svijet svatko gradi sam, koji vodi ljubavi, koji vodi sreći toj, svatko traži sam. Muzika i ti, to je onaj svijet u kojem sreću nađoh ja. Muzika i ti, i himna je te vječne ljubavi. Morgonsol glittrar i viken, dagen gryr sista gång, blinkar har det fint. La chanson, la 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 la. Comme on s'aime, mon amour, sans problème, c'est ma thème de toujours. Comme on s'aime, mon
Part3, Passionately or Not at All, Luxembourg, Vicky Leandros, Après Toi, After You, and the Netherlands, Sandra and Andres, Als het om de lief gaat, When It's All About Love. So let's go to Mick. What did you think, Mick?
Oh, how to finish a Eurovision Song Contest. Come on. I mean, it just builds and builds. Absolutely cracking selection again. I think Teresa was a huge star in Yugoslavia, down in that area, and yeah, amazing song. I just loved the Belgian serial killer singing, and the Vera Duckworth backing singers. You know what I mean? Come on, it had everything. Leading up to the absolute classic Vicky Leandros, and oh my God, what a tune, an absolute tune. That is in my top 10 of all time, has to be. And not only were the Eurovision La La La's saved this year, but the Eurovision Na Na Na's. Well done, Netherlands, keeping us going. What a bouncy tune to finish. That's how you finish, on a high, going there. And like all the other nations, I'm trying to think back where they had to sing in the home language round about this time now. But yeah, Sweden, send something in Swedish.
Well, we don't like making Mick angry, do we? Sweden, send something in Swedish. Mick said, don't make him angry. I don't like it when he's angry. Phil, what did you think of these?
I thought they were a cracking set of songs. The the Yugoslavian song, I thought the choruses were a bit sort of slow, but the verses were slow, but the chorus was cracking. I loved that. And I also liked Sweden, but it was a bit sort of predictably Swedish, maybe. The Belgians, what can we say about the Belgians? I love a ginger comb over. There were a few more comb overs, weren't there?
It looked a bit like Bilotti.
Yeah. Because one of the guys in the Austrian band had a bit of a blonde comb over with his long hair. And I also thought that the backing singers looked like they were Dolly Parton impersonators. But yeah, I've got to say that Luxembourg was definitely a cracking song. Absolute belter. And she sang it brilliantly. So yeah, the Netherlands was good. It was a good, jolly song to finish on. So that's kind of really my take on things.
Okay, thank you very much, Phil. Andrew and Paul, what did you think?
You're on mute again, my loves.
We're on mute.
Can't hear you, Paul and Andrew.
Here we go.
Yeah, so the Belgian song I thought was lovely. I did think Dolly Parton had been cloned and that there were 3 Dolly Partons there. I thought Netherlands was wonderful. It was classic Eurovision. I always thought they were actually singing about a circus coming to town. But I have to say, Luxembourg, for me, that's just how you do it. There were no gimmicks. It was just wonderful. And I still say, if that was entered next year, it would win.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely beautiful song.
And myself, I don't know whether I was allowed to stay up. I was 6 when on this contest, maybe 5 or 6. I'm not sure if I was allowed to stay and watch it, but I always remember the Netherlands song. Oh, I think I must have heard it somewhere, maybe on the afternoon preview show, and I fell in love with it. It's always been one of my favourite songs, just because it's so jolly, But yeah, I didn't really appreciate Luxembourg at the time, but now obviously you know that it is number 1. It's one of the top songs of Eurovision ever.
I just want to very quickly butt in and say Yugoslavia. Oh. I love the fact that, and I don't know if this is the first one, and maybe one of the viewers will be able to tell us, was that the first time that the Charlotte Perrelli head toss was done at the end of the song?
Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, Yugoslavia was a fabulous song. Yeah, it was a little bit slow in the chorus, as Phil said, but massive chorus, strong voice, and an epic ending. So, yeah, Sweden was okay. Yeah, singing Swedish.
And apologies, I've got to go out and try and rescue the cat out of the garden.
Oh, okay then. Well, we'll see you in a bit. Brendan, are your fish all right? They don't need rescuing, do they?
No, they don't drown. It's all right.
What did you think of this bit?
Yugoslavia is the one that stood out for me. It's just a lovely song. It builds so well, and obviously, as anyone will know, Serbo-Croat language to me, it just somehow always hooks me, and it's just a brilliant song overall, and the language. Sweden was a bit dull. I didn't work well for me. Belgium, I put down could do better, but I think it was more the comb over ginger bloke was maybe off-putting. I'm not sure. It just drew you in, but you didn't want to be drawn in. And obviously the Netherlands, it's very Dutch, isn't it? Very, very Dutch, but it was still enjoyable and a good ending.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Brendan. Terry, what did you think of the last 6?
Well, I haven't got any fish, apart from my chili prawns, but that's another story. So, yes, well, these songs, well, if it wasn't for the fact there were 17 others in it, I think Yugoslavia would have won, because it's a great big ballad. It's fantastic. There's a lot of drama going on in this. I love watching her mouth particularly. She's got great open vowels in the chorus and a great build in that tempo from the verse going through to the chorus. Moving on to Sweden, the Family 4. Now, this is a very uplifting, sweet little ditty that bounces along. But underneath, there's so much undercurrent, so many layers of magnificence in this song with the harmonies. It's very Stephen Sondheim-esque in the clashing, beautiful, discordant clashing harmonies that go on in those 3 and 4 part harmonies. There's a lesson to be learned as well in this song, because in musical theatre, which I am in, we're always told that less is more on so many occasions. Rather than let everything all hang out and go completely crazy, you have to go into your inner core and sing and act from within yourself, from right in the depths of your core. Now, the lady with the dark hair does a masterclass of this. If you watch her, bearing in mind she's got millions of people watching her, and she could go on that stage and go crazy, but no, it's so beautifully contained. Just the odd little head movement, the odd little tilt, and the blending voices. It's an absolute joy to listen to this. And I know they would have spent hours and hours in the studio working on blending those voices together to make that sound. It doesn't come in 5 minutes. That sound is magnificent. I think the sound they make is probably better than the song itself, and that's why they probably didn't come way up the top. Monaco, this one, it could easily be lost in the mix. It could be swept under the carpet because it's kind of an also-ran. However, I really like it, and I find it delightful and very easy on the ear, and it just drifts along nicely. Belgium, love the guy's acting and the pulling of the petals. I like his pulling of the petals. And nobody said it, but I think they're 3 Barbara Windsors over there on the side. I think it's Babs, to be honest. Luxembourg, of course, is brilliant. It's my 4th favourite song this year. It's a worthy winner, don't get me wrong, but there's
No spoilers.
Sorry?
No spoilers.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
the
didn't win
results
at
are
all. It didn't win. It came 17th. It didn't win Boys and Girls, Mums and Dads. No, of course, it should have done, but it didn't. And it's got a great dynamic delivery. It just keeps on moving. The Netherlands. Now, they could have won because this song finishing last in the running order, it's a great finish and people would go 12 points, 12 points. Of course, well, did it win? I don't know, maybe. Now, Sandra Raymer, of course, is fantastic, and she's been in the Eurovision many times. She was a big star, probably even then. So to match her personality is a tall order. And the other guy did exactly that. It was brilliant, wonderful. What a fantastic selection of 18 songs. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thanks, Terry. Donna, in 10 words or less, tell us what you thought of this 6.
It were great. Sorry. Said 10 words or less. No, I can't top what everybody else has said. Mick kind of summed up a lot for me. Terry's just done a hell of a lot more. And yeah, I think my favourite out of the whole last section of the group has to be, well, Luxembourg. She deserved it, I think. Her vocal and delivery was absolutely fabulous. The energy that carries on, and I think the French language needs to be sort of sung a little more forcefully and dynamically to give it that drama, and she got the balance perfectly right, I think, there. So she was my favorite out of that lot. Belgium, definitely the worst in most of this section, if not the whole contest. I'm sorry, the guy's creepy. He's very sleazy when he goes up to that lady and is just like, oh, I'm just going to pour over you, love. Oh. And then you got the Vera Duckworths up the pack. Not sure what they're doing. I don't think they know what they're doing. But no, Belgium is definitely a last placer for me. As for the others, absolutely lovely. And I think Sweden could have done a little... They've made the song a little bit too bland. That's the problem. And I think Sweden have this thing where they like to perfect things too much and then iron out some of the little imperfections that we would latch onto as a kind of, oh, I like that. Yeah, it's too sweet and nice and gets lost in the pack. So sorry, Sweden, you keep doing what you keep doing.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Donna. But don't forget that you can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, Mastodon. I think that's it. You could probably write a letter, but I'm not going to tell you where anybody lives. But yeah, I think that's it. Just find us. Like, comment, share. Make sure you ding a dong or bell. Make sure you like everything. It helps with all the algorithmy thingies and complicated doodah whatnots. Bye.
Bye.